Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul. And today I have Master Kuthumi with me, and the whole understanding that the relinquishing of fear is the restoring of love. Learning how to literally relinquish fear, to let it go. Or as Master Jesus would say, forgive it, let it go. That's what forgiveness means, to let go. And Master Kuthumi came in and he said it's something that society as a whole, and he says human society. Society refers to all of humanity, not a segment or a particular race or a particular location, all of humanity. Society has to relinquish its fears. In understanding that fear requires your agreement in order for it to stay active in your life, and there are many of you who are desperately clinging to your fear. Many of you desperately, you use all kinds of machinations to maintain your attachment to this very unproductive energy that's called fear. You create laws and rules that perpetuate it because you yourself are unwilling to relinquish it. And for some reason, you seem to think that getting everybody else to collaborate with you in fear is going to release you from it. And quite the opposite will happen, because fear will only give you the illusion of control. It will never give you a feeling of freedom. It will give you the illusion of control. And there's a very clear distinction between the illusion of control and actual freedom. The illusion of control keeps you in fear. It keeps you imprisoned and tied to everybody else who is also in fear. And so you merrily go about in this conspiracy of unhappiness, thinking that you are actually free, when in fact you're simply in pseudo control of your conditions, and albeit in a very limited fashion. How do you expect to feel free if you cannot even breathe? How do you expect to feel free if you can't even smile upon another person's face? How do you expect to feel free if you put toxins and poisons into your body? This is fear. This is not love. And you cannot experience love until you relinquish your fear. None of you can. And yet it's the one thing that all of you in great numbers are desperately calling for. We want to be happy. We want to be joyful. We want to be free. But you cling to your fear and expect to be given freedom. It will not work, no matter how hard you try. And the greater you cling to your fear, the more of it you will see, the more of it you will experience. As we observe your society getting more internally destructive and aggressive, individually, socially, politically, we see so much going on that is a waste of time, because you choose to do things the hard way. You will never experience love if you cling to your fear, ever. It is impossible to find love while you cling to fear of any kind, of any kind. It's very interesting that we recognize how simple it is to be in a state of love and grace. You seem to think that this belief in death has some validity to you, that you think that because that body will cease to function, that you will cease to exist. It is important you understand that that physical body in which you find yourself is temporary. It is not going to live forever. That body is not going to live forever. You, on the other hand, will live long beyond the manifestation of that form. If you understood that, you would not fear whether or not that body gets sick and dies, but you certainly would be concerned about the causes and effects that you set in motion that might prematurely cause that event to unfold. But to feed your body poisons and toxins and expect to put more poisons and toxins in it is going to somehow make you immune to your own ignorances. You are sadly mistaken. And you will be deeply surprised when you find out that your errors in perception have resulted in your needless suffering. So how do you begin this process of relinquishing fear? How do you begin? First, you stop by doing things that represent fear. such as hiding your faces from the air that gives you life. This is the silliest thing we've ever seen you do in thousands of years, to hide your faces from the things that give you life, to hide your faces from the people that you seek to experience love with. So we find that very silly indeed. So what will you do? You stop doing things that keep you onto your fear, and you align yourselves to the things of action that represent your love. There is no greater instant moment of love than to smile at somebody, but you've hidden that. So your fear ultimately hides your love from being seen or heard or felt or experienced. And this is utterly ridiculous. We wish to be happy, but we will do it through fear. Do you not see the insanity of this? The insanity that you can somehow be happy by being in fear? And yes, we have heard arguments from three-dimensional beings that have spoken to us saying, well, is it not possible that these things, these diseases and viruses can hurt us? Is it not possible? And we say, yes, it is possible if you're in violation of the law of that body. If you do not understand how to treat it properly, then it will not know how to deal with certain things properly. If you mistreat it and mistrain it, then it will not know how to cope with situations and circumstances from which it has dealt with and through which it has dealt with for many millions and millions of years. The physical body, as a mechanism of locomotion, has existed for millions and millions of your biological years. It is capable, when given the proper constituents and treatment, to handle virtually any condition that the physical organic world can give to it. And yes, the body that you're in will cease to function one day. It happens every day anyway. You all know this, and yet still you want to find some way to cling to life, thinking that you will somehow lose it if that body ceases to function. And yet the reality is that your life is not dependent upon that body. That body is dependent upon your life. You do not understand this either. You seem to think that your life is coming to you from this physical world, while the life of this physical world is coming to it from elsewhere. And if you're opening your mind enough to consider this possibility, you might not be so frightened of experiencing what your experience is intended to be here. You cannot delay nor deny what it is you are here to experience as an awareness. You are often finding yourself entrenched in thoughts and emotions in that mind that are contrived from this world, most of which are erroneous and unimportant. And yet you are able to create great works of art and music and literature and still think that you are limited in some way. Well, I would simply encourage you to start relinquishing your fear, to stop doing fearful things. That does not mean to not do things that you fear, because there are things that you should do even though you fear them, like something new and dynamic and different that allows you to experience something outside of what you are familiar with. But cease engaging in any action that supports and sustains the belief that fear is somehow more real a condition of being than love. And yet love is the very consciousness that animates the life that you have in the first place. Fear diminishes the expression of your life. Love enhances it. And you still do not even understand how you are affecting this environment through your attachment to your fears, or your love for that matter. But you experience the results of both all of the time. Wars are the epitome of the greatest fear sustained over a long period of time in human society, but that does not limit itself to this planet, as you will soon learn. If you do not change your attachment to fear, let it go, and restore love as the dominant mechanism for your expression in being here in this physical world. Rediscovering your love and its expression It's who you are. Rediscovering it will liberate you in ways that you cannot imagine, and it will give you a life on this planet that you have so far not yet experienced, but have sought and desired for many millennia. You all know in your soul what love is. You all know what love is in your soul, but in your mind and in your body, this is not known. You must bring this love into the body. You must embody it, not embody your fear and embody your fear. You must embody your love. And love has no fear. You cannot be in love and fear at the same time. You can only be one or the other. And in every moment, there is not one amongst you that can say you do not know if you stop and pause. Am I being in fear? Am I being in love? There's not one amongst you that would not be able to answer that question. Not one amongst you. But very few of you dare to question what you are being for fear that you might not be able to change it. And now you've deferred your responsibility for change and thought into the hands of others now. And so you now feel like you are out of control. And you are, because you've given it up. You've given control of your life over to others. And yet each and every one of you is an independent extension of infinite love. So you want to relinquish your fear to restore your love. You want to relinquish your fear to restore your love. And it is very simple. Stop thinking. Stop being fearful. Stop. This is easy. Just stop. But you might get in trouble, you say. Oh, I might get in trouble. The police will get me, or my politician will be angry at me. My mother might not like me. My father might not like me. Oh my, I better not try to get rid of my fear. Yes, that is something that you must deal. You must deal with that. You must stand aside from that. You must let that go. And it will not be easy because so many people want to agree that fear is more real than love. Even though it feels so terrible and uncomfortable, it takes away from the joy of your life, your fear. But there's a certain narcotic effect to your fear, isn't there? There is. There's a certain narcotic effect to your fear. And you become attached to that narcotic effect. It's time to let it go. Yes. So they're just laughing at us from a parental perspective, looking at us like little children. Like we are behaving very immaturely as a species. I particularly love that they when they refer to us as a society, they don't see human countries or states or races. They see us as a unified species of consciousness functioning in a realm of diversity, but we're united in consciousness. We really are. It's really cool. Yeah. Relinquishing your fear restores love. And that in and of itself, so he's just saying to me right now, he's laughing, he's saying, remember, there are a lot of people who will be afraid to relinquish their fear because they're so used to being their fear being their reality, they start to give up the things they're afraid, that they start to feel afraid because they're releasing their fear because they don't have it anymore. He says, it's very funny to watch you guys go through this. It really is. Hello, good morning. Hello, Vertical. Hello, Ruth. Hi, Vanessa. Alicia. Hello, Marigold. Hi, Nikki. Well, here we go. Let's get into some Q&A. So just so you know, I've got Master Kuthumi with me today, and it's all about relinquishing fear and restoring love. That's really what we're at a point as a species. We have to let go of our fear to restore love. And the conditions that we're seeing on the planet, socially, economically, spiritually, are direct correlations of that movement and polarity between fear and love. Anyway, I'm hoping that you guys will hear what he's saying today. You know, relinquish the things that you do from fear and start to do things from love. Start to think things from love. You know, the idea of that you have to protect yourself from breathing. You have to protect yourself from breathing. Isn't that silly? You have to protect yourself from breathing. That's insanity. Anyway, they laugh at us the way we go through this process. That we're like little children then. We don't know what they know, but they keep coming forward, not just through me, but many others right now. They're coming through and saying, hey, look, wake up, return to love, function from love, not from fear. They're saying this everywhere and have been saying this for thousands of years, through every avatar, through every prophet, through every single mentor that understands that we are extensions of love, and they've been telling us to wake up. And right now we are in, I call this the crazy time, where have become so attached to our fear that we want everybody else to be afraid with us so we don't feel or be responsible for our own fear, right? Or we do something that's wrong, a politician lies about something, and now he's afraid to tell the truth, so he gets everybody else and creates rules and laws to get everybody to agree with his lie, right? This is going on all over the planet right now because they're afraid to take responsibility. We made a mistake. They don't want to admit they made a mistake. Yes, Katumi is saying this has been a big problem. You don't want to take responsibility. And so you want to enroll everybody in your not being responsible. And so you increase your suffering. You increase your fear. You cannot succeed this way. You will have to start all over again. Wow. Yes, it is happy laughing, Ruth. They've never laughed condescendingly at any of us. It's literally like the parents watching the child, following a little bug on the carpet or outside in the grass, and it's following it, and they're fascinated and they're humored by our ways of looking at life and the way we're still learning. It's very humorous to them, like parents looking at their children doing cute little things. Oh, don't worry, they'll get over it soon, they say. Wow, thank you so much. Hello, Fee. Hello, Tanya. Anyway, this is not going to be a long one today. I can feel that. Well, question from Tanya. My little baby crow keeps showing up in front of my inner eye. Seems she is hacking away at my inner body. Is this the transformation happening on the bodily level? Yes, it's allegorical for that. You're literally, yes, coming out of your shell, pecking your way out of the shell. You're being reminded that you're breaking out of your shell into something new, Tanya. That's wonderful to hear. Wonderful. I'm going to just reset this. There we go. So it looks like they don't have a lot of questions today. This is going to be a very interesting week on this planet. So keep your eyes and your ears open. Center yourself in love. Let go of your fear. Whatever you are thinking or doing that's based in fear, let it go. And ask yourself the question, what would love think, say, or do? What would love think, say, or do? Right? And on a personal level, from my William perspective, I'd like to say, if something usually doesn't make sense, it's probably because it's based in a lie. Right? That's my personal opinion. That if something doesn't make sense, it's usually based in a lie, right? Or a lack of understanding of the truth, right? You can say it that way politely if you want to try and be politically correct, which I'm not a big fan of political correctness, but I am a big fan of love. I am a big fan of love, and I hope that all of you guys really, really work on that today and this week, because there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff going down this week, all over the planet, right? So align to love, like wherever you are, whatever country you're in, whatever time zone you're in. We are one extension of an infinite source that's not limited to our physical bodies. And you want to get to that place. You really, really want to get to that place where love becomes the driver of your thoughts and your actions. Where love becomes the driver of your thoughts and your actions. What would love think? What would love say? What would love do? Right? You want those to become the drivers of your action. Yeah, he's smiling down. That's the big lesson today. To let love become the driver of all your thoughts and your actions. You'll relinquish fear. The minute you stop doing and thinking fear and start doing and thinking love, you will relinquish all of your fears. All of them. All of them. Wow. Someone who's woke up in 2016. I'm new. What's in the forecast for my life? They're telling me you're not new. You're renewed. I don't know. I think this is your guardian angel saying you're renewed. You're not new. You're renewed. Right? That's hilarious. Why are you saying that? Because at the time of your awakening, you were just recalling who you already are. And now you're seeking to understand another phase in your evolution. You want to wake up to this now. You are not new, you are renewed. If you have listened to what the others have said to you today, then you'll understand that it is time for love, and you will be renewed again and again and again. Wow, I love this guy's got like almost like a Three Musketeers kind of cape and hat with him, right? Wow, very strong male energy, being renewed. Yes, yes, the quiet warrior, he's saying. You're being the quiet warrior. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, Woke. Question from Nancy. I had a dream last night that I couldn't see. Is there something I need to see? Thank you. You must understand your misunderstanding of this, that the idea of not seeing with your eyes means the inner sight must be open. It is the inner sight, not what you see with your eyes, but what you see with your soul, what you see with your consciousness, what you see with your awareness, what you know to be true. What you know to be true must be seen. It is not about your eyes. Many of you have these conditions you call dreams, and you articulate them in their literal meaning as having to do specifically with the physical incarnation, when they are mostly allegorical and there to facilitate your understanding of the non-physical aspects of your being that need to be liberated through the flesh. So that which you can see without your eyes will allow you to be and do more of what you are while in that physical condition of the flesh. Thank you. Great question. Question from Sunny. My guides have been prompting me to embrace femininity and sensuality. Is there a specific reason why this is required? Yes, they're saying it's not about the femininity or the sensuality. It's about the qualities of the energies that you're aligning to, that you can utilize for your creative processes, your creation expression here, These qualities of femininity and sensuality are to be articulated into the creation of your being here, what you are here to create into being. These sensations, these energies will allow you to articulate creation very differently as you now integrate them consciously. But recognize it is the allowing of the energy to articulate your thoughts, your words, and actions from these qualities of femininity and sensuality. The qualities of creation from these energies are different, as you will see if you allow yourself to engage in them consciously and deliberately in words, in actions, creatively. You'll be surprised. You'll be liberated. You'll be free in a most wondrous way. And this does not mean the sensuality of interrelations physically with another being, although this could occur. It is really liberating your sensual expression of soul into matter. And you'll come to understand that as you gain more awareness of how it expresses, not simply as a mechanism for physical interaction, but as a quality of energy articulating physical expression. Wow, cool. Thank you, Sonny. Great question. Right. Okay. You're welcome, Nancy. Okay, guys, listen, I want to wish you a wonderful and a joy-filled day. I want to say thank you for coming by with the questions and answers. This is really important. Relinquishing fear restores love. Easy words to say. It's another thing to do it. Like really, anything you do from a place of fear, anything you think from a place of fear, stop it and ask, what would love think? What would love say? What would love do? And Kusumi is also stepping in. He wants to say this: the greatest place for you to find your connection to that which is essential to your expression will come in sitting quietly without the distractions of the body, without the distractions of your thoughts, to articulate your body into a quiet repose, to articulate your body into a quiet repose, to articulate your attention towards a vibration of love. What is love as a vibration? You may ask this question of yourself, and in that place of quiet repose, you will feel a sensation. Even now, if you're choosing to do this, to what is love, in quiet repose, to ask this question, to feel what is the response that comes from within your request to know what is love. The very nature of aligning to that in quiet repose will allow you to integrate it more deliberately and consciously, to embody it in your world. And this is a very simple method to apply when I've said formerly. For many of you are too afraid to let go of your masks, to let go of your restrictions that you believe are more geared to preserve your life than they are to liberate it. So for those of you that are afraid to take those steps, go into quiet repose and ask, what is love? What does love feel like? To go into that place and to receive when the body and mind are in quiet repose. What is love? You may pursue that request with that question, what is love? And in the rediscovery of that vibrational awareness, you can begin to articulate thoughts and ideas into the body from there, rather than using the process of will and resistance that some of you may not have cultivated sufficient enough to release the other elements of fear that you are entrenched in at this time. But please indulge yourself in quiet repose and be willing to feel love. Thank you, Master Katumi, and thank you everybody for showing up today. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get up to 2,000 subscribers. We're about 200 away. So please remember to share this message out, get others to subscribe to the channel, and can use all the support you guys can offer. Have yourselves a wonderful, joyful day, and I will see you on Wednesday's edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. And we'll have Master Jesus with us on Wednesday. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.